Cool, so if you're watching this, you want to learn how to appointment set to make an extra 3K online. I'm about to give you loads of value here, so make sure you take some notes, you take this seriously, and over anything, actually implement it. There's no point watching it and not going away and taking action. So, what you're going to gain from this video is you're going to see how to start appointment setting, a better understanding of what it is, and literally how you're going to become the best appointment setter, and no matter what role you have, no matter what starting point you're coming from, you're going to be able to go away and earn as much commission as possible. The target of this video is just to teach you how to make 3K, which in terms of appointment setting is pretty good. And on the topic, appointment setting should not be the end goal, but it is a very, very good place for you to be, to learn how to start working an online business, holding yourself accountable, showing up every day, working with business owners, meeting your targets and doing the shit you need to do. It's going to be most of your first steps to actually becoming the operator that operates at a high frequency where you should operate at. That's going to allow you to then gain the skill set, build up that experience to then move on and become, whatever it is you want to come, with that being you running your own offer, moving into closing, setting management, absolutely anything. I've also got a free guide that will break this down really nicely for you. You'll be able to come back to it, get some extra tips. So if you want that, head over to my Instagram, just message or comment on any video, escape, and then that'll get sent straight over to you. Using this free guide, I know someone that's actually made thousands in their first week, quit their job and made setting their full-time thing. They're now doing like 6K months. So first thing, you're going to be trying to find a role. You're going to need to find someone to appointment set for. The way you're going to do this is through Instagram. All of online business pretty much is on Instagram. It's the best place to be. It's where everyone has their personal brands, which is just like the CV nowadays. It's their status, it's what the business runs through, it's where the leads come through, so it's where you need to be present. So to be present, to actually hold yourself to a high standard on Instagram, you're going to have a good profile. So optimizing your profile is that first step. So to optimize it, the first thing is we're going to need people to see your profile and know who you are, what you do, how you do it. So that just comes with the bio. You can just need to make a really clean bio. Use mine, for example, I'll link myself down below in the description. Go over to my Instagram, you can see how clean it is. Starting off as an appointment setter, you just need appointment setter, basically what that is you do. Maybe something more personalised about where you're from, what age you are, just more about who you are. This comes with a clean profile picture, so nothing of you don't want one in Zanti with your mates on a bender. You need to be looking presentable. It needs to be clearly your face, and so people can also just put a name to the brand, which is yourself. So also having your name on Instagram really clear, so people are going to know exactly who you are. Then the post needs to look aesthetic as well. It needs to look like you're professional, like you hold yourself to a high standard. Obviously you're going to be working for these businesses, you need to be able to represent them and work to their standards. So if you can't even hold yourself to a high standard alone, then you've got no chance. Fill up the highlights section, of wins, with appointment setting, document the journey to show that you are serious about this, all the work you're putting in. It also just makes your page look more full. Now we're at this stage where your profile's now optimized. The first thing you need to start doing is outreaching. And you want to send 100 outreach messages a day. That is literally the bare minimum. It's so easy. It will take you 1 to 2 hours once you've done it a few times and you know what you're doing. The best way to outreach is find a coach, go into their following, search coach, and you're just going to have hundreds of coaches there that you can now outreach to. The way you're going to structure this message is clear, simple, straight to the point, just hey, use their name, make it personalized, a bit about what you do, and end it in an open-ended question that's going to just open up the conversation. So you want to be straight to the point. You don't want to mislead them. You want them to be able to open that message and know straight away who you are, what you're about, what you can provide for them. You can also do this with a Loom video. So it's a quick video that you can make 30 to 40 seconds, perfect it, make a new one every day so it gets better and better. And then it gives you a quick link so you don't have to download and save videos. Everyone can access it just from this link. What you're then going to do is also use that for outreach, just with a quick message first being hey, make it personalized, just like the whole outreach message before, but this time with a Loom video. It's going to make your outreach super simple. It's going to show you're more professional, you're taking it more serious. It's going to show them really who you are because they get to see you speaking into a camera, right? Never ever spam out repetitive outreach messages that aren't personalized and just being lazy, because you're not going to get the results, no one's going to give you attention, you're not going to land a role. Alongside outreach, to find a role, you need to be networking. So the best way to network is message people, nurture genuine connections, and get on connection calls. Connection calls is going to take it from you just being a random person in the DMs to actually building that relationship and getting to know people. When you don't have a role, you just have all this free time, aim to do literally like 5 connection calls a day. And off the back of those connection calls, get yourself more connection calls. And when you do these connection calls, they need to be with business owners, closers, setters that are all doing, you know, like upwards of 5k a month. Don't waste your time with people that are also new to it. It's just going to be like the blind leading the blind. You need to actually be able to go and get value, give value, and nurture these relationships. And don't come onto these calls begging for roles. Come onto these calls looking to learn, looking to actually build a friendship. And obviously when you explain your situation, they're going to realise that you're new to it and looking for your first role. Then, if someone does have a role, they're going to be able to connect you, and you're going to just be able to get onto that first role so fast. Plus, when you have a referral, the chances of you landing that role is going to be so much higher. Alongside this, you need to be doing interview prep, because any second, even on your first day, you could land an interview for a role, and you're going to need to be ready. You're going to need to basically vet yourself to the point where you know every single question that you can be answered. You know every single question that you need to answer. So you can do this on these connection calls. You know, you can do mock interviews. You could use ChatGPT to quiz yourself, but you need to be doing at least like 3 mock interviews a day. You could also do these with other setters that are new to the space, so that you're just getting used to asking the questions, answering the questions, and it's mainly just like presenting yourself at a high frame, talking like you know what you're talking about, so that when it comes to the interviews, you're going to know exactly what you need to answer, what needs to be asked, and you're just going to blow them out the park and definitely land these roles. They're also on the call going to be able to tell that you've been putting in the reps, you've been trying hard, you've really been doing everything you can to make this work, which is what they're going to want, right? Because then if you come into their business, if you are that hard-working, motivated individual, you're going to do everything you can to earn money for yourself, right? Working for them, which is going to generate them higher profits, higher revenue. Everyone's winning. But if you're a lazy guy that just doesn't even want to do the minimum of outreach a day, you have no chance. You may as well give up. The third thing, the best way, and I'm not saying that you do need to go and spend thousands on like mentorship or coaching, is to get yourself some proper support from an expert that's been there, done that, helped other people do it before. And don't just go and join like random community groups on Facebook for free, because reality is most people in there just gonna be trying to sell you something shitty. Get yourself a proper one-to-one coach that's gonna be there for you, that's gonna give you that support, so that every single step of the way, you're gonna know exactly what you need to be doing. And if any road bumps come up, you have that guy in your corner that's going to help you through it. And I'm not saying that's the only option. You can definitely go about appointment setting for free. However, in what way does it make sense to set yourself back maybe 5 to 6 months? If you are this person that really wants to go out there and make this money online as fast as possible and then move on to the next thing, to be able to just really level up as a person and just start earning this higher money online, you know, whether that being closing, making your own offer, like hitting these 10k plus months, why would you delay that by 6 months? Now, let's say you've landed the interview, you've smashed it, you've got a role. Shit, what do? You know, you need to at this point have a skill set, be trained up, know exactly what you're doing. You need to be able to deal straight away with all these leads that are going to be coming into your inbox. You need to be qualified and then booking them to the calls. So at this point, if you haven't actually done any training to learn appointment setting as a skill, you fucked it. Like, you need to be one step ahead. So this comes with testing your skill set, doing role plays on these connection calls with your network. Obviously, if you do go down the route of getting mentoring and coaching, you're going to be miles ahead. You would have been taught any of the frameworks. You're going to know exactly how to respond to any objections, every single scenario in the DMs. You're going to be like just banging out commission straight away. But either option, if you've got the mentorship, if you've paid for coaching, or if you're going about it for free, you need to be running these role plays with people. You need to be running role plays on these connection calls. You can even do it with ChatGPT, with bots that you can find online. You can find like appointment setting role play bots on the internet so easily. Then have that all recorded, you know, find your best frameworks, have evidence of where you've managed conversations really well. Record all of that, and then you can pull that up on an interview and show them that you've been practicing, you've been putting in the reps, that you know what you're doing. Even if it's not perfect, it doesn't fit their framework or their niche. Obviously, you've done more than 99% of people, so it's going to be a no-brainer when it comes to the hiring process. Now, you could stay at the same level and be a 1 to 2k a month appointment setter. However, if you've made it this far in a video, that's not you, that's not who you're going to be or want to be. So you need to be upgrading your skill set every day. This comes with surrounding yourself with people that are also upgrading their skill set every day, you know, like-minded individuals growing together, if that's in coaching and a mentorship program, whether that's just the network you've now built to this point. You need to be running the role plays, you need to be reviewing your chats daily, whether that's with your sales manager, whether that's with a friend, whether that's with another, like even a closer that's miles ahead of you that now wants to help you because you've put in the work and shown him that you are out here putting in a graft. You're not just an average appointment setter, you're here to go on above. You're here to go above that and actually do shit. You're here to provide value to people. You're here to listen and take on the advice that people are giving you. You need to review your chats daily. You need to be going through, preferably with the sales manager because he knows everything that's going on, reviewing the DMs for probably half an hour to an hour every single day, seeing where can be improved, seeing where there needs to be more focus, what has been missed out, what we need to pick up on. You need to be spot on with the tracking so that you can back, you know, all the work you've been doing every day, show that you've been hitting your targets. That way you're just going to earn the most commissions. At this point, if you're doing all of that every day, you should be pushing 3K pretty easily, just in commissions alone. Remote working. This should probably allow anyone to be able to quit their job, to make this full time, to be able to go travel, do the things they love to do. However, not every single role is great. To be honest, most of them aren't going to allow you to even make 3K. However, you can't be focused on just finding that golden unicorn. There isn't a single role out there where it's just going to come to you like this, that easy. You're going to have to put in all the work. We've talked about those reps. However, you are also going to need to vet these offers to make sure that you are picking one that can serve you, that can allow you to make the 3K. The way you do this is make sure they've been in business for like, I'd say at least 3+ months. And you need to find out how much revenue they're currently generating, how many other setters are on the offer. Let's say they're making 10K with no setters. Cool, you can come in and probably do a better job at setting than the business owner themselves are doing and already be earning 1K, but because you're doing better, scale it to at least 2K pretty quickly within the first couple of weeks or month. But a lot of these businesses, you know, they're going to be doing 100K plus months. However, if they have like 20 setters, then you're set to make about 500 commissions. So it's important you know how many setters are on there. You can work out with the current revenue they're doing, how much you can possibly make. I'd only take a role which, you know, are doing at least 10K if you're the only setter. And obviously you can compare that to however much revenue they're doing so that you're doing minimum 1K. And then you can scale that up to 3K very easily, just implementing your skill set and your work ethic. Look at their reviews, look at the clients they're currently working with, the results they're actually getting for them. You know, if they've not even got a reputation in the space, if no one's heard of them, if their clients aren't seeing results, the chances are the whole business is a mess, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if the fulfillment's shit, the sales is going to be shit, the marketing's going to be shit. It's not where you want to be. It's not where you're going to grow. It's not where you're going to make your money. So make sure you are vetting out that offer, finding the one that's going to be a right fit for you. Now that you've got the skill set, you know what you're doing, you want a good offer, you're ready to make like this 2 to 3K at first. You need to be able to actually apply this. And what I mean by this is you need to be able to structure your day properly, because it's all good having all this information, knowing what to do. But if you can't even like do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, everything's a mess, you're not organized, then you're going to fail. You need to prioritize your tasks, doing what's closest to the money first every single day. That means doing your follow-ups, doing your call notes for the day, anything that's closest to the money. So the guys that are already booked on the call, they're the closest to the money. The guys that are meant to pay through the payment link today, they're even closer to the money. So you need to prioritize your tasks on what's actually going to generate that revenue. So doing all of that first, obviously it should all be in your tracking. You should know what's closest to the money. And then moving on to the next task, which is probably going to be the DMs that are new, you know, the people that are waiting for a reply, making sure that everything's replied to. A good response time is generally messages not being left unopened for more than 5 minutes. So if you can continue to reply to these conversations, so ideally all the people are going to be coming in, getting booked on or getting DQ'd, making it nice and efficient, saving your time, and just they're going to be more engaged, right? Because you're replying quickly, you're not leaving it a day, and then they don't have that initial spark of motivation that they had from watching that one reel anymore, so they're not going to actually even sign up or book on a call anymore, and you've just lost the close. So making sure you're actually replying to all the messages ASAP, and then whatever's next closest to the money. So the next thing that's going to be closest to money is probably all the follow-ups, you know, chasing up with all the people that are already in the funnel, already going through the sales process. After that, if you have outreach to do, if your role actually requires you doing outreach, then doing all of that outreach, doing all of your tracking, making sure everything's right, making sure there's no gaps, nothing you forgot to do, and then submitting your end of day report. That's pretty much what a day of setting looks like. Obviously, I'm talking DM setting right here, phone setting, very similar thing. You should be setting your priorities again, just whatever's closest to the money. But at this point, if you've watched it and got this far, then you are ready to actually go out there and start your appointment setting journey. Like I said, I've got that free guide that you can go and message me for on Instagram. My DM's always open. I'm there to help you as well, give you advice and pointers on the way. And if you don't want to help yourself with the free guide, cool, but you can still head over to my Instagram if you want. I've got loads of short form reels there that you can quickly look through, get more information, look at more of what the lifestyle's like as an appointment setter. Also, if you want to see more about what I do, how I help people, there's a link down below to my website. There's a few case studies, reviews, just a bit more about myself and how I do actually help people, so you can check that out. But if you've made it this far, obviously you're serious about this. You haven't just spent 10 to 20 minutes watching a video for no reason, I hope. So with all this information, with hopefully a bit of motivation and just a bit of an eye-opening to the fact that this is a possibility for you, it's a possibility for anyone, you're no different from me, you actually use that motivation to go and take action, to go and make a start, not just letting it, you know, go off and you stay in the same place that you're in now. You actually start taking these steps, start making this remote income online so that you can change your life, you can go travel, you don't have to have a boss telling you what to do every day. So if you do one thing, just make a start, take some action. Easiest way to do that, head over to my Instagram, I'll link it down below as well, make it super easy for you. But hey, thanks for watching, and also any help, any questions you have about this at all, feel free to message me on Instagram, I'll help you out.